We did it. We got a good one. Hello everyone, Fluff here, and what I've got for you today can only really be described as an exceedingly silly combo deck for standard in Magic the Gathering. Theros Beyond Death has brought us a ton of enchantments, and we're planning on using those to combo off. I know what you're thinking, Thassa's Oracle in a combo deck, how have they managed to do this? I know it's ridiculous. But anyway, this is Grixis Enchantment Combo. Now I was originally sent this list by a friend who linked me to a blog and YouTube channel by the name of Black Lotus Go. I'd never seen them before, but they are the original, as far as I can tell, creators of this deck. And they do a little blog post, a little write-up on it. So go show that some love if you're interested in the deck. The links to the channel and the blog post will be in the description below. But this is the deck. We've got lots of enchantments, Thassa's Oracle, Storm Herald, and Gruesome Menagerie. Now, if you don't understand how it works, let me give you a little run through. Okay, so we've got enchantments, you know what those do. We've got all the removal enchantments. We've got Dead Weight, we've got Maya's Grasp, we've got Morgus's Favour. We've also got Kaya's Ghost Form, that's going to protect our combo pieces. We've got Hateful Eidolon. This means whenever something dies that is enchanted by one of our enchantments, we get to draw cards for each enchantment that was on it. Each of our enchantments that was on it. Sage of Memories. Whenever an enchantment comes into play, we're going to mill ourselves for 2. Okay, so the idea is we play the Sage of Mysteries, we play the Hateful Eidolon. We either remove our opponent's stuff or we just kill our own stuff, it doesn't really matter. As long as we're playing enchantments, getting the enchantments in the bin, drawing cards from the Hateful Eidolon, milling ourselves, filling up our graveyard. And then to finish the game, we're going to play a Storm Herald. Storm Herald's going to bring all of those enchantments back. That's going to mill us for a bunch. Also, all of the enchantments are going to kill the Storm Herald, so we're going to draw more cards from the Hateful Eidolon. And then we're going to play a Thassa's Oracle once our deck size is small enough, basically three cards or less, depending on whether we've got the Sage of Mysteries out or not. So that Thassa of Oracle's trigger will just win us the game. Now, that might seem like a little bit of a clunky combo. We've got to play the Storm Herald and the Thassa's Oracle both in the same turn. Well, fear not. That's why we've got the copies of Gruesome Menagerie. Gruesome Menagerie gets a 1 cost, a 2 cost, and a 3 cost back from our graveyard. Well, fantastic. That's our entire combo. That's the Sage of Mysteries, the Thassa's Oracle, and the Storm Herald, all back at exactly the same time. Make sure that you stack your triggers right. If you're playing on Arena, you're going to have to turn on manual trigger stacking. Otherwise, Arena's triggers will automatically make Thassa's Oracle trigger first, and then you'll just actually mill yourself out and lose the game. So make sure that you don't do that. Make sure that Thassa's Oracle is the last thing on the stack, and then you'll just mill yourself out. Thassa's Oracle trigger will go off. Check your library. Oh, no cards in here. Guess what? You've won, even if they remove the Thassa's Oracle, because it says equal to or less than your devotion. Even if your devotion is 0, as long as you've got no cards in your library, you will win the game. So it's very fun, it's very silly. It's not super competitive, but it's also not super jank. It's, somewhere in the tier 3, tier 2. Probably not tier 2, that might be a bit of a stretch. But it does, I think, hold some game against a lot of the Simic ramp decks that we're seeing. What it really does not want to see is control decks. If things get countered, if our key things get removed at the right times, we struggle a bit. But it's a silly deck. This is just meant to be kind of an entertaining video. Don't take this to a big tournament, but maybe do take it to an FNM, because it is very funny, and I would love to see my opponent's faces when I get cast. That's the only problem with playing Arena. You don't get to see your opponent's faces when you storm off with your horrible jank combo. I've made a few changes to the list on Arena, just for the sake of me not having the wild cards to craft and not wanting to waste, let's say, wild cards on such janky tech, I guess. So I didn't have some of the lands, so I just slotted in some gain lands or whatever. And I didn't have the wild cards to craft all the Storm Heralds and the Thassa's Oracles, so I've cut a couple of those, put in Thirst for Meanings instead. Don't worry about that, we're going to go over to Arena now, and I'm going to show you some gameplay of this deck. Okay, so you can see now the list that I'll be running for this video. As you can see, I've cut 2 copies of Storm Herald and 2 copies of Thassa's Oracle, put in 3 copies of Thirst for Meaning, and 1 more of the enchantments. Was it Dead Weight maybe that there was only 3 of originally, or Maya's Grasp, one of them, I can't quite remember. If you have the wild cards, or you already have those cards, there should probably be 4 copies of, but Gruesome Menagerie is probably the most important card in the deck, so that's one you definitely want 4 copies of. And then the lands, I didn't have all of the shock lands even, which is pretty bad. So, you know, I've just thrown in whichever lands that I had and then some gain lands to make up for it. This is for fun, so I didn't want to be, you know, trying too hard with the wild cards, with crafting everything that we need. So, let's hop into a game and see how we play. Now, we have built this deck only for play in the best of one format. I'm currently gold in that, so we might actually face a bit more adversity than really we would like to see. But hopefully everything will be fine. Okay, so for some reason the OBS recording just stopped working, which is really frustrating because I actually played and recorded 3 whole games. We won 2 and lost 1. And all of those just went. We only got halfway through the first game. There's no point in showing you half of a game. So we're starting again. And our opening hand has a Sage of Mysteries, a Deadweight, Gruesome Menagerie, and 4 lands. I think that's good enough to keep. It's going to be hard for me now to remember all the things like that I said over the course of those videos. I just got to try and get my headspace in, like, okay, let's just pretend we haven't played any games with the deck, even though actually we have. So, where do we even begin? What a frustrating problem. This opening hand is not the best. Hateful Eidolon is a really good spell for us to. You know what? I'm not fond of this name up here. I'm not. I don't like that one got past the radar. You know. I'm going to play an island and then a Thirst for Meaning because I think there's a really good chance that they're holding up counter magic. I don't want to be dealing with it. Deadweight can go. We've already got 2. So, we want the draw engine of Hateful Eidolon and then being able to remove our opponent's stuff. It feels like they're trying to decide whether or not to shock our Sage here. I don't think they're quite understanding. When you play this level of jank, people aren't quite sure what to do. They get nervous. It's an entirely understandable reaction. They've played a Terramander. Oh, this is actually like a Phoenix Spellslingery sort of deck. This is fantastic because they've given me things that I can remove, which is great news. So let's do exactly that. 2 things. Let's remove both of them. Mill ourselves for a bunch. Then this Gruesome Menagerie can just do its thing next turn, assuming they don't counter it, which they may well do. Storm Herald in the grave. Good news. Yeah, now they want to shock it. So that actually might help us more than it hinders us, you know? We put one in the grave ourselves anyway. Morgus's Favour in the grave. If we could cast that one, that would be pretty good, but instead we'll just go with the Deadweight. And another Morgus's Favour and a Maya's Grasp. Okay, do we have... No, we don't. A draw card. What we'd really like to see is either the Eidolon, or is that what it's called? I can't even remember. So Storm Herald's just going to mill us out for a bunch right now, and then we'd need another Gruesome Menagerie. But that's fine actually, because what we're going to do is we're going to Maya's Grasp this, and then we're going to Morgus's Favourite as well. I can't believe I even tried considering that. Kaya's Ghost Form. That's 2 copies of Kaya's Ghost Form. All right, so next turn we're going off as long as they don't counter our thing. So get rid of these 2 non-enchantment spells. So I feel like I'm getting really excited for the combo, and you've barely even seen it yet. But obviously, in my mind, I've got 3 games in which we attempted to. Actually, only one of the games we actually attempted to combo off. But I'll try and talk you through it as we go. Okay. So the most important thing, or an important thing to consider, is Kaya's Ghost Form. So the more of these you have in the graveyard, the more times you can attempt your combo. I say that, but actually we're only going to be able to mill ourselves out. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep fishing until we've got a Thassa's Oracle or another Eidolon. That's what needs to be done. And that's why you really want the full 4 copies. There's the Thassa's Oracle. Okay. Play this. What can we get rid of? 2 lands. Good. Okay, next turn then. I promise we got the combo. So there's like, I'm maybe not explaining this super well because I'm not having a very sort of structured thought process. What we need in the graveyard, ideally, the Sage of Mysteries, the Thassa's Oracle, and the Storm Herald. Then we Gruesome Menagerie them all back. The more copies of Kaya's Ghost Form we've got, as long as we put Kaya's Ghost Form on the bottom of the stack of triggers, and make sure that we only put one Ghost Form on our Storm Herald at a time. Oh, that actually gets exiled. Neat. But our opponent's tapped out, so you're about to see it. So, I'll show you. It's easier to show than it is to say. Sage of Mysteries, Thassa's Oracle, Storm Herald. Bring them all back. Now we need to make sure our Thassa's Oracle trigger goes on the bottom. Storm Herald, we want to happen first. Now we want all of our enchantments, except for Kaya's Ghost Form, which we only want one copy of at a time. To be honest, is this just like enough enchantments to mill us out straight away? 9. So that's going to mill us for 18. We're going to attach them all to the Storm Herald. Now, the Storm Herald is now going to die. However, we have a bunch of Sage of Mystery triggers. But the important thing is to make sure Kaya's Ghost Form goes right on the bottom. We want all these mill triggers to happen first, because then when the Kaya's Ghost Form brings back the Storm Herald, we've got a ton of stuff in the bin to put back on it. So, you're now going to have to click on yourself a lot. By the way, if I haven't already said, make sure that you turn on the manual stacking of triggers in MTG, in Arena. It's in the gameplay session here. So auto order triggered abilities, just turn that off. As you can see, we're milling a bunch of stuff out of our graveyard. Then Storm Herald's going to come back, and then we get to do it again. Our opponent didn't actually need to concede there, because we did not have it. So you might have actually seen very briefly in our graveyard there, we had 3 copies of the Ghost Form and only 1 copy of Mogus's Favour. So we would have milled ourselves for 4. For 8. 4 enchantments. We would have went down to 4 cards in library, and then nothing would have happened because 1 Mogus's Favour isn't enough to kill our own thing. Maybe that's a consideration we need to take into account as well, like always making sure you can hold back 1 thing to kill your thing with. Kill your Storm Herald. Opening hand is a deadweight, a Mogus's Favour, and a Storm Herald. Obviously, if we draw into one of the 1-drops, this is a really good hand. But without it, I don't think it's keepable. We really need the Sage of Mysteries or the Eidolon. So I'm happy to keep 6 here. I guess it's a swamp that we put on bottom. We don't actually have the blue for Sage of Mysteries. And they reveal a Sphinx of Foresight. So what does that mean they're playing? Anyway, so you got to see how the combo works last game, but we didn't actually get a combo off. So let's try and do better this game. Is this a Fires deck of some description? Sphinx of Foresight, and then you just try and find your fires more simply. Jeskai Fires. Okay, we're going to play the Sage of Mysteries, and we're going to put a Kaya's Ghost Form on it. Mill ourselves for 2, start getting the engine going. Thassa's Oracle in the bin. This is actually good. We've got like all the creature pieces. Oh, I'll tell you what though. Yeah, Kaya's Ghost Form doesn't do much for us when you're bouncing it back to our hand. So in this case, I'm going to Sage of Mysteries and put a Mogus's Favour on it. Mill ourselves out some more. Now, let's hope they don't play Narset or something like... well, do we need to draw cards? Not really. Drawing cards isn't really the thing that we're doing. There's the Fires. Yeah, Fires deck. Okay.
Let's try this.
What do we need to do here? We've got 2 Kaya's Ghost Forms and a Mogus's Favour in the grave. I'm thinking like we can play the Storm Herald just for some value. Get back one Ghost Form. Or even just one Mogus's Favor. Put it on, swing both at Teferi. I'm gonna try it. I'm not sold that this is the best thing to be doing. I guess I'll do it like this. I should have put the Ghost Form on the Sage of Mysteries. There's some draw engines in the deck. Does this need to be alive or not? I think it's better if it is. Okay, so the good news about a Fires deck is we at least know... Oh, I needed Storm Herald to die, didn't I? Yeah, Kaya's Ghost Form should have been on Sage of Mysteries, and I could have swung both at the Teferi, and then they probably would have blocked one, right? Maybe? Maybe it doesn't make a difference either way. Fae of Wishes. Oh, that could be really bad. Can they find something that exiles our graveyard? I mean, there's plenty of cards in the set that do it, right? Theros Beyond Death printed a lot of exile graveyardy things. They got Legion's End. So that's going to do it. We really need those in order to combo off at all. What do I have in my grave? I have 2 swamps, so I can pretty safely do this. Just start swinging in. I want the Storm Herald to die. But it's gonna take drawing exactly that thing that just got exiled. Another Sage of Mysteries, I think. Oh, I guess Thirst for Meaning would help too.
Oh, I've done the hero thing.
There we go, there's the Thirst for Meaning. Let's do this. Oh my god, just a bunch of lands. Let's get rid of those. Play that, I suppose. Oh, I'll see if we can hold on for long enough to combo off. The good news is, like, they can't instant speed interact with the combo. The bad news is we just don't have it. I really thought that Thirst for Meaning was going to get us somewhere, you know? We can pitch the things back into our graveyard. No. They might even favor... Oh yeah, they're bouncing their own Fae of Wishes. What are they hoping to get this time? Alright, well they can't play anything more this turn, so that's good. And they actually just... They put the Fae back on top of their library. Come on, just do it for me. Give me the good thing. There's the Sage. Except we don't have enough enchantments in the graveyard to actually be able to kill our own Storm Herald. Okay, we're gonna have to try it. So we're gonna Sage of Mysteries. We're going to Gruesome Menagerie. Yeah, get these 3 back. Then we'll just put the Sage of Mysteries trigger on first. Hope that this mills 1 more enchantment. No! Is there any good way to do this? Maybe they block. That's what we gotta count on. Maybe they block. Yeah, I guess the Sage. This isn't even going to work because we've already oh, of course they don't block, because then Hateful Eidolon will trigger. Oh, we're really not in a good spot. They probably just win. Oh, our deck just didn't do it for us. Legion's End, Teferi, both pretty good against us. I think I misplayed as well, so you know, there's that one. Are they going to time wipe? Okay. I'm gonna play the Sage. There is some chance that I top deck a Gruesome Menagerie and don't lose, but it's a slim chance. Doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. Never mind. Next one. Alright, game 3 this time. Hopefully we'll actually get our combo off this time. It's a shame. I think that the games that you didn't get to see were probably better than the games that you are seeing. This is an interesting opener. We've got 2 enchantments and a Thirst for Meaning. And I'm like, Thirst for Meaning digs you so deep. We got a Scry. Our opponent is on the play though. I think we'll try it. This could be dicey. But I'm willing to give it a go, you know? I also think maybe they're playing a mountain. Okay. If we hadn't drawn that swamp, I think I would have played. No, I wouldn't. I was gonna say I think I would have played the Bloodfell Caves, but we already had the Watergrave in hand. Hateful Eidolon on the top is perfect. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Runaway Steamkin. Well, that has to go. Unfortunately, because we only have access to 1 black, we can't get the full amount of value here. But that's alright, we're going to play a slightly slower game, and I've got confidence that we'll still get there. Our opponent passing on 2. That's a good sign. Okay, I want to start doing the thing. Play Watergrave. Play Hopeful Eidolon. See, I imagine they have got a giant in hand, and they're thinking, oh, should I be stomping this 2 power thing? 2 toughness thing even? How could milling be that beneficial to them? So now they probably think, I want to kill the Hateful Eidolon. So I'm going to put Ghost Form on the Sage. I think the Sage is more important, generally speaking. Well, none of these cards are good. I'm not gonna kill these cards. They're rubbish. See, they're thinking, they're milling themselves. That can't be good for me, right? That can't be. Why would they mill themselves unless they had a plan? Why would you wait until that is resolved? Why would you give me a draw trigger? This does not make very much sense to me, but okay. Storm Herald even. I don't know why I keep calling it Storm Herder. Storm Herald in the grave. There's also 2 Gruesome Menagerie in there. That's not where we want them. Okay, we draw another Ghost Form. So I'm going to start with a Thirst for Meaning. No, I'll discard 2 lands. Bloodfell Caves. Yeah, yeah, those can go. Let's get this Grim Initiate out of here. I don't want first strikes. I want draws. Okay, and Maya's Grasp in hand, so that's good. We can draw with that. That's great. Our opponent isn't removing our draw engine, which is definitely the thing that they should have shocked. Ah, well, I say that. Earlier I was like, they'd be shocking the wrong one. Okay, we're gonna thirst for, are we going to thirst for meaning? Because we could actually remove both of these things, so let's probably do that. That sounds pretty good. The deck is chugging along nicely. This is exactly what we want to be doing, and this is exactly how we want to be doing it. In fact, you know what? Let's get the dead weight out there. Mill ourselves a little bit more. Draw another card. Another Sage, eh? Yeah, alright. Pay 2 life. I know, it's risky. And now I'm going to put the Ghost Form on the Eidolon, because now it's proven itself, you know? And also we got 2 Sage Mysteries, that's probably the real reason. Oh, there's a 3rd copy of Menagerie. Now we don't need Menagerie, absolutely speaking. It just makes life a lot easier. We need either Menagerie or the Storm Herald. So at this point in time, I would like to start drawing cards without milling. Yeah, let's get rid of that, I suppose. And then let's just do that again. There's a Storm Herald. So we're reasonably safe, no matter what now. Because, oh no, because we need the Thassa's Emissary as well, don't we? Okay. So not entirely safe. There's a scary looking Torbran. Very good with this Annex here. Now obviously we can kill the Torbran pretty easily. Do I want to block here? I guess we get a draw from this. And it blocks a ton of damage. Oh, but it also mills us. I forgot about that. That's the last copy of Gruesome Menagerie, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's all 4. But that's okay, they're tapped out. We can do this, I think. So if I play a Storm Herald now, okay, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think I have enough mana. I need to kill my own hateful Eidolon. Because otherwise it's going to force me to draw. Maybe I didn't need to do that actually, because maybe just stacking the triggers right would have been fine. So then we play Storm Herald. This is going to force us to mill out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess I'll leave one Kaya's Ghost Form just in case. Oh, the timer's running out. Come on, all on this, all on this, all on this, all on this, all on this. Oh, I mean, I do have one timeout thing. Yeah, all those, just put the Kaya's Ghost Forms last, I guess. All on me. Mill me out. Mill me out. There's so many triggers. I am sorry. They really need something like always me, always yes. Oh my god, there's like 30 triggers here. These could mill 1 card each and it would deck us. We could have a full deck and this would deck us. Alright, not quite, it was only 29 triggers. So we just let those resolve. Oh, that came back in the middle. Submit 0. And then we play a Thassa's Oracle. We did it. We got a good one. Against Nagro deck as well, but they did. Seems like they messed up their draw slightly. I don't know, we had removal. It was good. Okay, so that is all of the games that I am going to show for today. Now, in total on video, believe you've only seen 3 games and we lost 1 and won 2. Is that right? It's hard to remember. But overall, I played 6 games and won 4 and lost 2. So that's actually a pretty decent result, especially at the gold ranked range in Magic the Gathering Arena, and especially considering that I'm not playing with the full list. I've only got 2 copies of Thassa's Oracles, I've only got 2 copies of Storm Herald. Definitely put the extra copies of those in if you've got them. Take this deck to an FNM, it sounds like it would be hilarious, but maybe don't take it to like a big tournament. It's not that serious, it's funny, but surprisingly maybe kind of effective actually. Anyway, I hope you've really enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of the deck, obviously go watch Black Lotus Go play it on their YouTube channel. They did a little write-up of it on the blog if you're still not understanding anything that I've been saying throughout this video. Please let me know what you think of the deck, let me know what you think of this type of video, highlighting, you know, kind of random silly decks that you can play in Magic. And let me know how the lighting's been in this video as well. I've been a bit conscious of that lamp behind me. It seems like it's been getting darker as the video has been going on, especially as I've been recording for longer than I thought because the recording pooped out on me, but I'm sure you don't want to hear me complaining about that anymore. Please do subscribe if you'd like to see more card game content. I am a card game content creator, which is a nice little bit of too many K noises. I'm going to go now. Have a great day. Bye bye.